Wes du har min freon and welcome to yet another video. My dear friends, your trusty European law will always tell you to forget about the upcoming atrocity by Amazon that is going to come out in September 2022 and go read Tolkien's books instead. And for those of you who would always like some new content coming out and are not satisfied with finding new material that has already been published, and in most cases it was published a long time ago, I've got a very good news right here. You have got something to look forward to, my friends. In November 2022, a new publication by Professor Tolkien is going to be published and edited by Brian Sibley, one of the people who can afford to call himself a Tolkien expert, although he doesn't do that. Only self-proclaimed Tolkien experts who are not really Tolkien experts, but more of internet shills are doing so, because the fall of Númenor, an expanded, take on the tail on the fall of one of the greatest nations, is approaching. Let us dive into this and find out more. So we are going to read a snippet from the press release of HarperCollins publishers who have been publishing Tolkien's books for, decades now. Press release. HarperCollins is proud to announce the publication in November 2022 of The Fall of Númenor by J.R.R. Tolkien, edited by writer and Tolkien expert Brian Sibley and illustrated by acclaimed artist Alan Lee. The book will be published globally by HarperCollins publishers and in other languages by numerous Tolkien publishers worldwide. Presenting for the first time, in one volume, the events of the Second Age is written by J.R.R. Tolkien and originally and masterfully edited for publication by Christopher Tolkien. This new volume will include pencil drawings and color paintings by Alan Lee, who also illustrated The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and went on to win an Academy Award for his own work on the Lord of the Rings film trilogy. Now, please do pay attention to this sentence here. Originally and masterfully edited for publication by Christopher Tolkien. He apparently managed to edit this book before he died, and that is something I am extremely happy about, because I have stated on social media that yes, Brian Sibley is a very competent man, and I believe him, but I still think that Christopher Tolkien is the right man to edit and publish his dad's books. Well, this really makes me feel very happy indeed. Let us continue. J.R.R. Tolkien famously described the Second Age of Middle-earth as a dark age, and not very much of its history is or need be told. Amazon should pay attention to this, or need be told. And for many years, readers would need to be content with the tantalizing glimpses of it found within the pages of The Lord of the Rings and its appendices. And it should be enough for you, my friends. I always say that what was written by Tolkien is quite enough, isn't it? We don't need anything else. We don't need any original characters by Amazon. We don't need J.D. Payne and Patrick McKean telling us, we will write a book that Tolkien never wrote. No, go stick it up your butts, you nitwits. Alright. It was not until Christopher Tolkien presented the Silmarillion for publication in 1977 that a fuller story could be told, for though much of its content concerned the First Age of Middle-earth, there were at its close two key works that revealed the tumultuous events concerning the rise and fall of the island kingdom of Númenor, the forging of the Rings of Power, the building of the Barad-dûr and the rise of Sauron, and the last alliance of elves and men. Christopher Tolkien provided even greater insight into the Second Age in Unfinished Tales of Númenor and Middle-earth in 1980, and expanded upon this in his magisterial 12-volume history of Middle-earth, in which he presented and discussed a wealth of further tales written by his father, many in draft form. Now, Using the tale of years in The Lord of the Rings as a starting point, Brian Sibley has assembled from the various published texts in a way that tells for the very first time in one volume the tale of the Second Age of Middle-earth, whose events would ultimately lead to the Third Age and the War of the Ring, as told in The Lord of the Rings. The Hobbit was first published in 1937 and The Lord of the Rings in 1954 to 55. Each has since gone on to become a beloved classic of literature and an international bestseller translated into more than 70 languages, collectively selling more than 150 million copies worldwide. Published in 1977, the Silmarillion sold more than 1 million copies in its first year of publication and has gone on to be translated into almost 40 languages. Brian Sibley says, "Since the first publication of the Silmarillion 45 years ago, I have passionately followed Christopher Tolkien's meticulous curation and scholarship in publishing a formidable history of his father's writings on Middle-earth. I am honored to be adding to that authoritative library with the fall of Númenor. I hope that, in drawing together many of the threads from the tales of the Second Age into a single work, readers will discover, or rediscover, the rich tapestry of characters and events that are a prelude to the drama of the War of the Ring, as is told in The Lord of the Rings." Alan Lee, the illustrator, says, "It is a pleasure to be able to explore the Second Age in more detail and learn more about those shadowy and ancient events, alliances and disasters that eventually led to the Third Age stories that we are more familiar with. Wherever I had the opportunity when working on The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, I tried to imbue pictures and designs with an appropriate antiquity and overlaying of history and of echoes of those older stories, and the fall of Númenor has proved a perfect opportunity to dig a little deeper into the rich history of Middle-earth. The Fall of Númenor will be published by HarperCollins with a simultaneous global publication date of November 2022 and subsequently in translation around the world. The streaming series The Rings of Power, set during the Second Age of Middle-earth, will be released by Amazon Prime in September 2022. So we have got something to look forward to, the November of 2022, my dear friends. And this is what the cover will look like. Absolutely beautiful, extraordinarily gorgeous artwork by Alan Lee, as usual. And as many other Tolkien books, it's also going to come out in a deluxe edition, in a slip box, and it's going to look absolutely gorgeous. Let me know in the comments down below if you're looking forward to this publication, if you're going to get it or not. I certainly am. And that will be all. Thank you very much for watching, and namaste.